What's up, guys? Welcome back. So, in this episode, I want to quickly take a pause and kind of run you through some of the problems that I had when I first learned all of this, right? And I'll see if we can if I can kind of reorient you if you guys are confused. If you're not confused, then well, congratulations. But chances are you're still like, wow, this is a huge engine. How am I ever going to become good at this? You have those feelings of not being good enough, and you know you've only been through 15 or 16 episodes, right? So you can't really blame yourself for any of this. Um, but I want to run you through some things that I've learned. The first thing, especially when I was doing all this, is that, and the reason I started with design and landscaping rather than with code, is because I wanted you to see something visual. When you see something visual and when you're able to create with your own two hands, and you're able to see that entire library, which is Quixel, I really wanted to see you guys to see Quixel and all the power that you have access to. I wanted to unlock your curiosity. I wanted to unlock, there's a part in everybody's brain, and some people say they're creative, some people say they're not creative, but I feel like everybody's creative. Like this is just, I have more data on this than most people in the world, right? And I can tell you that most people in the world are actually creative. It's just that they don't have the skill or the nuance with the tool to be able to be creative. Nobody gives them some canvas to be creative on. So the cool thing about Unreal and with Quixel is that there's a canvas, right? And just knowing some of these few techniques, just like Photoshop, right? These are all a few techniques that you kind of work with to make a good game, to make a good level. And you don't actually have to make a game. You can even make, a simple walkthrough or just, show off your skills. And, if you go to YouTube, and that's one of the reasons why I really like YouTube, you can see some really fantastic, like look at this forest. It's beautiful. Look at this. Look at some of this stuff. It's amazing. Okay, so just look at some of this stuff, and I like watching these speed level designs because at the end of the day, watching other artists gives some sort of sense of, oh, I can create this now. I know exactly how to create this, and you guys do. To be honest, you have all the practical skills, all the minute art, all the small tools, all the textures, all the things on this right world outliner. With the right combination, you can make anything. You can probably even make your own house, right? So it's powerful, right? But at the same time, it can be confusing saying that, well, Varun, I don't know all the settings here. I don't know if I click on the mesh. I don't know all of these things here. I don't know how to make my level even better. I don't know if I'm doing it the right way. I don't know if I'm going to make my game laggy. Well, I have a suggestion for you guys. And the suggestion is that just keep practicing. Just keep creating, right? Because as you create, you will understand the nuance of certain things. And one of the things I showed you with fog, for example, where I Googled it and I showed you 3-4 different articles on how fog works. I showed you the documentation. That part is important because as you get stuck, and you're going to get stuck with some of these things, as you Google it, in my opinion, you become a better creator because you understand all the different ways, say, a spotlight can be used. Right? And that's just, it takes some time and it takes some effort, and I'm pretty sure that eventually you guys will be able to figure it out because it's not just me that's figured this out, right? Like half of my team now that we've moved onto the Unreal Engine side, they've all figured it out. My wife figured it out, right? And obviously these are all the really smart people, really driven people, but at the same time, I have this, I'm pretty confident that anybody can learn it. Now, one of the reasons that I really suggest learning in teams is because, Ibadat, who is our lead designer, he picked up Unreal in a couple of days. And the main reason he picked up Unreal in a couple of days is that whatever issue he ran through or he came across, I was always there to help him. There was always another person in the team, say Rohan, who was able to help him. Right? So working in teams, working with a mentor, it's just going to speed up everything. Right? And when you're responsible, and in a team, right, when we do the mentorships, the way we structure the teams as well, you work on the house, and person 2, you work on the other house, and person 3, you work on something else. Maybe you work on the characters. So it's really, it's that responsibility towards the team saying that, well, I have to create this in this amount of time, right? Your first game is most likely going to be a failure. You might as well fail, but complete your tasks. It might be a commercial failure, but it need not be a failure in terms of, well, I expected to do this and I did it, right? So at the end of the day, the only person setting the record is you. So I want you guys to, have a little more faith in yourself, especially if you're struggling with this entire tool. And, as we learn more, as we go throughout this tutorial, and as we go, get into the blueprint side, as we build a proper level. Right now, this is just a garbage level that we created, but we are going to create a really nice level. And as we do all of that, it's just You're going to see a little more nuance in some of these tools that we're using on the right. But I want you guys to kind of have faith and continue and practice. All that matters is practice. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to me rant. Bye bye.